gentlemen, I'm yours truly, the legend himself, Labzy, aka the best motherfucker you ever met in the history of your life, and I can prove it to you even though I shouldn't. The most loyal, the most honest, and the most respected. And this one's gonna be a good one. When I met my next guest, I just when I first met him, I don't actually remember where exactly, but when I met him, I just said to myself that this man is basically if Chris Brown was an Islander that dances very, very well, right? And I've hung out with a lot of artists in the past like 3 years and stuff, but I haven't met someone who raps, sings a little bit, and dances as well. Basically, a triple header in the game until I met this man. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Crooked TP.
Yo, summer, bro.
What's up, man? How you doing? You good?
Yeah, good, bro. Just school holidays, so with the kids.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice, bro. So, first things first, man. I want to ask you, man, how was your mental health?
My mental health, um, is good, bro. And thanks for checking in. Really appreciate that, eh?
Of course, bro. Because I mean, mental health, as we know, is one of the most important things and something that needs to be asked on a daily basis. Because I think that as much as, especially with us men too, I think that as much as we are say that we're okay, I mean, we need to normalize opening up a little bit more and be like, hey, just letting you know that I'm not okay, but I'm not expecting you to fix anything or whatever. I just need to let my feelings out a little bit, and then I'll be okay. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, 100%, bro.
yeah, man. So, but as I was saying, man, like I was saying in the little intro for you, man, you know how to dance, you know how to rap, you know how to sing as well, and you're very big on the culture as well, right? And I want you to take it back for me. I want you to tell me, what does music mean to you, and how did it motivate you to start this music journey?
um, I, th- Music to me is very important, um, because the way I see it is that Aboriginal people have been doing song and dance and music for 65, 65,000, sorry, 65 plus thousand years. And when colonization happened, our song, dance, language, culture was basically wiped out. And what we're doing now is trying to pick up the pieces.
Mm.
And when I do music, is not only telling my story, but telling all of our people's story. And I see music as a platform of continuing sharing our stories
Yeah.
that's going to last forever. So that's how I see why music's important to me. And what was the other question, bro?
I was saying that how did it motivate you to start your music journey?
Yeah, I guess at the time, um, I guess when I first got into music like professionally and like kind of just putting all my time and effort into it, um, was kind of during my drug addiction. When I was addicted to ice for 9 years, and yeah, I was struggling mentally and physically at the time, and I looked at my partner at the time, and I was struggling internally. Uh, yeah. Um, anyway, um, when I asked her, she just turned around and looked at me. She's like, "Why don't you write
Hmm.
about something that you're going through right now?" And ever since then, I started writing, song by song, and ended up writing an album. And when I officially met Benny V, he, you know, saw my vision, saw my story, and you know, helped me record. And yeah, ever since then, I never looked back.
Yeah, and that basically created the journey of Crooked TP from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice man. And and so you because you were talking about uh, having on drug addiction, being on ice for a while. Um, when was the moment that you thought to yourself, "No, I can't pick this up anymore. I got to put it down." When was that moment?
In all honesty, that moment started at the start of the addiction.
Okay.
Um, but because I didn't like smoking it, it was disgusting, it was yuck, and it put me in a like shitty headspace. But what made me really, really stop was seeing the world around me, uh, I guess, crumble because of me. That's when, you know, I guess the memory of my of me and my father doing the same thing. You know, always, you know, going out to parties and using drinks and alcohol, and always comes home and like was really violent in the household. And I saw myself being my father at the time, and I made a promise to myself that I'll never be like my father. I'll be better. And you know, seeing my kids' faces as well, that triggered me because it reminded me of my fear of my father at the time. So that was the biggest moment that made me wake up and said, nah, um, I need to get better. And literally in the middle of the night while everyone was sleeping, I packed my car and I left.
Wow. Okay. And then when you say when you left, like where were you going?
Uh, I went to go get cleans, so I called up my dad, and he lives in Wollongong, and I called him. I said, Dad, I'm gonna come there. I need to get off the shit, and I need to get clean. I'm not healthy. I'm not good. So then, as I left, I broke down halfway in Goulburn. I ended up getting a call from my baby mama,
Hmm.
and I saw my son. He was in the back. He was in the baby chair at the time, and when I looked at the phone, he whipped it out, and
That's all right, bro. Take your time. Take your time, bro.
from
So I got you, bro. Stay strong, brother. Stay strong. I got you.
from that time, bro,
Yeah.
he really got the phone and started crying.
Hmm.
Said from today, I will do it for you and Rob. I'll do it for you and your son. I mean, you and your brother, which is my two boys.
Hmm.
And ever since then, brother, yeah, never look back.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? This is where you. I want to give you your flowers for this, bro, because you having the courage to recognize what is happening that's wrong, and you are building the strength to become better, not just for your family, but also for yourself too, which obviously it starts with you, right? So I want to give you your flowers and say, brother, I'm proud of you, of your progress. I'm proud of what you are. One of the most strongest people, because there are people out there that go on the drug side and then they say they want to do better, but then you know that they're not doing better, right? They're saying it, and the actions are not matching it. You, however, you're the one that actually took a step back and be like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this for my family, and it's also fucking me up, and it's affecting everyone around me. I need to seriously change here because, just as you said, you don't want to repeat history.
Yeah.
And I want to say, brother, I am proud of you, and I want you to be proud of yourself. And I want you to always be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. One of the most key factors. And yeah, bro, because I mean, look, I've never done any drug in my life. I'll keep it real, bro. I'll never understand that. I will never understand that. But what I can say is that if I know I've got my addictions, food is considered my drug, right? Of all the stuff that I've gone through, food has always been my go-to to trying to make me feel better, you know. But realistically, it's damaging my body at the same time, you know. And having that mentality to step back and be like, yeah, no, I don't want to have a fatty liver. I don't want any of that. I need to be good for my family. I need to be good for myself. So the day that I have a family one day, I don't want to be like my father, because I used to have an abusive father myself. So I you know, it's a very hard thing to speak on. But I wanted to do the same thing, like have the same motivation as you. Is I don't want to be like my father. I want to be better. I want to be the best father I can be. No matter whatever that means to everyone else, I don't give a shit. I just want to be better than my past. You know what I mean? Yeah. So again, brother, I just want to say I'm proud of you, man. You're doing a fantastic job with what you're doing with your healing journey, man. And you've come a long way, man. You've come a long way. And you and I, we've had conversations, even outside of all of this. You and I have had conversations too, when we see each other at events and stuff, man. So it's all love every time I see you, man. Every time I see you dance, I'm like, bro, this man's got to teach me how to do this shit. This man got to teach me how to do this shit. Man, this man helped me, for the viewers, this man helped me to master the smeeze. And I've been smeezing in my house ever since I got the keys to the house. So
That's awesome. You got to send me a video, bro.
Yeah, fuck yeah, absolutely. Never forgot what you told me, bro. She goes, yeah, just keep doing the thing with your leg. Just keep doing that. And I've been doing that, bro. Now it's planted in my head, bro. I'm gonna be sneezing all over the house with just make sure I don't break anything, because I've just got everything. So, but yeah, man. So, wow. I just want to say thank you for sharing all that, brother, as well. And man, it does take courage to let that all out, bro. So, much respect and much love for you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Now, how did you settle on the name crookedtp?
So everyone in my family have straight teeth.
Uh-huh.
And I'm the only one with crooked teeth.
Right.
And when I was kind of coming up with a name, I didn't want a name that represented me from the streets, or like a nickname that one of the homies gave me. I wanted something sentimental that meant something to me. I was self-conscious, smiling, you know, I guess through all my high school years, even like the late years of primary school. We just never really liked my teeth and how they were crooked, and yeah, I guess just being self-conscious. So I ended up just wanting to make something simple, but it meant a lot. So crooked TP means crooked teeth feel.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where crooked TP came from my insecurities of crooked teeth.
Okay. Do you still feel like you've got that insecurity now, or you kind of like moved past it?
I still have the insecurity, but I still smile and still knowing I have the insecurity, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You've learned to embrace it. Like, you have the insecurity from time to time, but you've learned to just embrace it, because, you know, that's you. You know what I'm saying? So that's I mean, it's a part of who you are. It's you can use that as a part of your uniqueness. You know what I mean? So yeah, okay, yeah, nice. So going on the journey of being Crooked TP, talk to me about the first studio session you've ever done, and was that the moment that sparked the fire to begin the journey of Crooked TP as an artist?
Yeah, 100%. Um, like I said before, shout out to Billy V. If it wasn't for his guidance and his expertise in the game, you know, I guess he TP wouldn't even came about, to be honest. So
Okay.
yeah,
So when you were going in the studio, right, and as soon as that hit the record button, did you feel like this is a new version of me right now?
yeah, I guess so. I don't think I had this kind of like when I first got into the booth. When I first got into the booth, it was just because I was so broken, bro. Because I was coming out of my phase of being on like being on ice. But when I say like coming out of it, like say I'll be 6 months clean and then I'll kind of relapse and then I'll be like, so it didn't really hit me like when I wasn't in that mood at the first time because I was still kind of unpacking, yeah, and unloading what I was going through and trying to work out and feel when I was there. So I just with that fit that question, I don't think it happened when I first stepped in that studio.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, but
nice. So do you
I feel
remember
like it happened. Oh, sorry.
No, 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 no. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
I just feel like it happened during the process of healing and unpacking all the trauma and still writing what I was going through. I think it just kind of, yeah, uh, it kind of just rolled on from that. I feel like.
Okay. And then, so do you write first and then try to get the beat to match it, or do you have to listen to the beat and then write the lyrics accordingly?
Um, both. I do
Okay.
both. Right? Yeah.
Interesting. Like, because that's the thing that always inspire. Like, it's always inspiring to see when because I went to one of the studios and I went to Burn City Studios actually, and a friend of mine, his name is Legend the Rapper. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, Legend the Rapper.
No, I don't think so.
All right, and so he's like my little bro, and he wanted me to come to the studio because I wanted to see what it's like to be in the studio in the moment of the process and the progress of making a track, right? And then as they start, and I'm just observing in the back, and I'm just seeing how an artist would talk to the producer and say, "Hey, I want this beat, da da da, like I want this type of beat, and I want this type of feel," and then all of a sudden, like the lyrics will start to calculate, we'll say, right? And there are moments where it's like, well, I'll write the lyrics first of how I feel, what I'm feeling right now, and then I gotta try to get a beat to match that.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how you work mostly?
No, mostly I'll have the beat first and then write because I'll kind of go through a vault of beats or YouTube beats and just go with the feeling. I'll go next beat, next beat, and then when that feeling hits, I guess, and I'll start writing. That's the, I guess, most way I kind of work.
Okay. When you say YouTube beats, like what kinds of YouTube beats? Like mostly hip hop and stuff. But would you do any like dance ones too? Like if you look at Bay Area type beats as well, because when I look at Bay Area beats, right, I just feel like I can hear either Africa or Aboriginal type beats that are clanking the thing together. And I forgot the name. I forgot the name of it. It's the thing that does.
Clapsticks?
Yeah, the clapsticks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of beats that kind of use that kind of beat to that. Would you do something like that with your music, or you already have?
Um, I don't feel like I already have, but yeah, definitely. Um, I'm working on something that would definitely have those elements.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, sick. That's mad, bro. Because hey, man, I love as I said because the Bay Area is kind of the dancey kind of the move. You know what I mean? And I feel like that would suit you as well if you kind of mix it with kind of like a little bit of the Aboriginal feel, the vibe to it as well.
Yo.
We'll say. I reckon you'll kill it with that, bro. Because you already have the knowledge. You've already got the history. You've already got everything you need. So. It's not like you're new to it, but you're experimenting with something new, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, tell me about a little bit about the dancing part. Does because as I said, you're very good at what you do, bro. Like you're just like man. I just have no words every time I see you bust a move, bro. For real.
Thanks, bro.
So no, so how did dance come into the mix of being an artist? Was that kind of was that kind of you wanted to mix it up a little bit because you just see people that just rap or just sing or they do both but they don't dance at all. Like, was that something you wanted to do something different with your thing?
Yeah, so dancing came 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professional dancer. I've danced all over the world.
Wonder why? Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like I was raised in the era of Chris Brown, Omarion, Bow Wow. So you have all my OG like rappers that I listen to. Like Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Brick Tugs and Harmony, DMX, Exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had all like my R&B kind of started, which was Chris Brown, Bow Wow, Omarion, and dancing has always been a big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, like seeing all these rappers, especially in Australia, there's nothing like I've never seen a rapper who dance on stage. Like it just doesn't mix.
Yeah, I've never seen it either. So I'm thinking to myself, like, come on, people. Like, I mean, if you guys are an artist, we got to be doing this shit. And that's when I met you. I'm just like, yes, thank God, yes, finally.
So I wanted, yeah, to bring that kind of, to bring it, because it's there in America, it's everywhere, but in Australia, you have rappers that don't dance, yeah. But I just wanted to break that kind of, what is it?
Kind of break the chain, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and you're right, and you're absolutely right. Like, because I've interviewed like a few dance teachers as well, and people that have done dance when it comes to like Afro beats or even like hip hop and stuff like that. And I've always felt that no one dances anymore. No
Yeah.
one, no one, no one freaking no one dances on like if they're performing. I only started seeing a couple recently, but even before that, I'm just like, what? Why isn't anybody dancing or hiring any dancers or anything like that? Just to sort of add a bit more flavor to the stage, to the vibe of the performance. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people, sorry, a lot of artists are just performing on stage, like they're just doing their thing, and then that's it. They're done. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like. And I'm gonna say, like, I just feel like I'm gonna say something that no one really talks about. I just feel like people are just performing to get their dopamine, and then they're out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like yes, they love music, but I feel like they don't. I don't know. I can't say they don't have the passion for it, which they do, but I just feel like they don't enjoy it enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when I see you, bro, you're dancing, you're vibing, you're getting the crowd with you, with the vibe of your performance. That's the difference between you and everybody else, right?
Appreciate that, bro.
No, I'm speaking for real, bro. Like I'm just being I'm just being real. Because I'm an observer, right? And I look at the people. Like don't get me wrong, some of the artists are amazing and they're good at what they do. However, there's a difference between performing and putting a performance. There's a difference, bro. You're performing your song, you're rapping or whatever, but when you're putting on a performance, bro, when you're actually like, basically turning the stage into a completely different world to make everyone forget about the world around them. That's different, bro.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that you have a gift for. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. That's the gift that you've got. So I would never want you to give up, man. I would never want you to stop, right?
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, and because I do want to talk about your passion to try to educate a lot of people when it comes to the Aboriginal community as well, right? And I love it as well because I feel like me being Middle Eastern, you know, there's always just I feel like there's always just the mainstream side of history, you know, like if people just because I think that kind of rewires the people's brains of oh yeah, Egypt is just got the pyramids and that's basically it and everyone's lived it under the sand, and but they don't realize there's way more history, way more shit that they have no idea for, right? Same thing with the Aboriginal community. Yes, obviously they were colonized, and you know there's just so much history that they. I mean, I don't want to say the white people, but the white people will guess we'll have to say it like that, right? That try to really water down the real history, the real stuff, and I think that what I love what people are doing is that they're trying to really expose the real history of really what's going on, really what it means to be Aboriginal, right? So my question to you is how do you use your music to educate people to be like, hey, I'm an Aboriginal, I'm proud of being original, I don't care, I'm doing this for the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? How did you create that mindset through your music?
I think that's the reason why, bro, um, is the fact that our history was wiped under the mat,
Hmm.
and that our culture, you know, that like we weren't allowed to practice, we weren't allowed to speak our language, and even my Uncle Kutch Edward, he he's a OG musician, but he wasn't allowed to say he was an Aboriginal man performing on stage here. That he was like African American,
Hmm.
you know, to perform on his own in Australia, like it blows my mind. So when you know when you ask that question,
Hmm.
you know, I'm all about paying respects to to the uncles and aunties before me that had their identity wiped and couldn't go on the stage to be who they truly are. Um, you know, that fuels my flame to go, all right, these fellas done before, our stories have been wiped out or we're trying to be recovered.
Hmm.
How about let's not make more stories with my music or with, you know, with my art?
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. And I've been seeing that even in your stories as well, because I follow you on Instagram and you follow me, and I see you also do like Aboriginal performances as well, right?
Yeah.
Now, how did that opportunity come about? Did you get approached, or did you have to kind of like try to go to these other companies or corporations or whatever these places to try to say, hey, we want to educate these kids properly on Aboriginal culture? You know, was how did that happen?
So um, I was taught, I think at age of 5, um, my Aboriginal culture, like not my specific culture. My uncles had to travel up north, you know, whether it's part of Queensland or NT, to learn dances
Mm.
and songs to bring it down to Victoria. And that way we can kind of still continue practice our culture, but it's not really from our country,
Mm.
you know? So, damn, I forgot what the question was.
No, I was just saying, like, so how did you get the opportunity to perform in, you know, spaces where you you can educate kids and other adults about Aboriginal culture? How did those type of opportunities come to you?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So, was taught when I was a young kid, and then um, um, you know, from knowing that my uncles had to travel far, far to go learn other, people, I guess, dance the songs and bring it down here.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of inspired me to push forward, even at this age now, where I feel like, um, what am I trying to say? That people my age, they say, "Oh, I want to give up the boots." And it's just like, why do you want to give up the boots when our people practice culture all the way through until we're laying in the ground? And yes, we pass along, but I guess the reason why I get these gigs and that is because of I continue to practice,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I think that comes down to is that I'm continuously practicing our culture, and people see that.
Yeah. Okay. No, I love that. Now, because obviously you said you've got kids yourself, and I did see in the recent story how you were teaching your son or showing your son like the moves of the Aboriginal. Man, I love that, bro. Like, is your son was your son like very like on the passionate side as much as you are when it comes to the knowing where he comes from?
Um, my youngest is,
Mm.
yeah, so he's the one that literally looks like me.
Okay.
So I think he loves singing in the car, he loves rapping, he loves dancing. Uh, and the oldest one loves dancing, but he loves his basketball.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Nice. So the one that loves to sing, if he came to you and said, "Dad, I want to do music," would you collaborate with him and kind of guide him to the right direction?
100,000,000%.
Yeah.
Um, there's a, I'll just leak it now.
Mm-hmm.
I am working on a song that I will have my kids on
Woo!
it.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Nice. So this is going to be. Is this their first studio session with you?
Um, like legit, legit, yeah, it'll be the first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it's good, man. And how does that make you feel as a father, getting your children involved with music? How does that make you feel?
Proud, bro, and I guess it wholesome, bro,
Mm.
because they don't realize what they did for dad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. And then this is going back to what I was saying before when you're breaking the chain of history from what you grew up when you've now created a different direction, a different timeline for your kids now because of you, man. Because you've taken a step back, you want it to be better, and then now look at you go. You know what I'm
Thank
saying? So nah, bro. Again, so be proud of yourself, bro. Be proud of that shit because, again, it would be hard work because as much as you want to protect them, you want to kind of hold them kind of like this, right? But at the same time, it's like, well, they gotta go some trials and tribulations themselves, but then they know that they've got their father to guide them in the best way possible. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then why not? You know what I'm saying? Like having the kids get involved of what you love doing, which now because they see you. I think as well when kids see their parents doing something what they love, it'll encourage them to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so how do they learn? So how do they learn music? Do they learn from you, or are there like other sources that they learn from with music, or their favorite rapper, or whatever? Like, how to speak on that? Like, how do they get their inspiration from music?
Um, they have their own, I guess, favorite rappers. My oldest loves oh, one of these rappers. Yeah, that's a rapper or genre of hip hop that I wouldn't listen to,
Mm-hmm.
but he listens to. But I think, when it comes to music, it's just like it's normal for them, like,
Yeah.
because dad does it. So, like, it's a different mindset
Yeah.
of view on
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like it's because obviously it's a different generation. You know what I mean? Because I think it's a generational thing where our parents will listen to a specific genre of music, and then down to us is completely different to theirs. And
Yeah,
then again with our kids too. But hey, I mean as long as they're kind of open minded to be like, hey, let's try something different, you know, and so yeah, so I think that's pretty sick. I like, no, I fucking love that, man. Hopefully, one day my kids will probably do a podcast like their old man. Hopefully,
yo,
we'll
that'd
see.
be mad.
We'll see. When I get a text back, we'll take it from there. But I want to also talk about. I want to talk because I do want to talk about your music a little bit. I'll just bring your Spotify up because I know you've been working with Jay Dro a lot. I
Yeah,
think ever since I met you, you've been working with Jay Dro. That's also the homie as well, man. Shout out to Jay Dro.
shout out to J Drone.
Yep, there you are. So yeah, man. Like you even got a little bit of a catalog as well. Got a few albums as well. Yeah, man. So because you started this, well, when was the first? Hang on, I'm scrolling down. Hang on. There was 2020. No, that's not
So I wish
2021.
one day would be the first one.
That was the first. That was so 2021 was the first album, or was that the first single?
It's a single from an album.
Right. Okay. Tell me about Freak You with you and Benny V.
Oh, he's gonna hate me for this. Um, Freaky, so I like to what is it? Remake or um, rap something over something that we used to listen to back in the day, or like our, I guess our older sibling
mm,
generation.
mm.
You know, so that song, what is it, Silk? That sings
The,
the song.
the thing with Silk, yeah.
Yeah. Um, came pa- came past the beat and um, yeah, just I
You
think,
wanted to do that like that classic R&B kind
yeah,
of like freak me baby kind of like type shit. Was that what it is?
and yeah, exactly that because as a First Nations artist, I
Mm-hmm.
hate calling myself First Nations artist. I'm just an artist that's
Mm-hmm.
Aboriginal and Tongan.
Yes.
um,
Always has and always will be. But go on.
Aboriginal and
Mm-hmm.
Reverse. Um, we every Aboriginal rapper that I know don't talk uh, the way I rap, which is
Mm.
about sex.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
say that not about about those sort of stuff. Anyways,
Yeah.
and I wanted to come in the game to be like that person.
Right. Okay. And that's when you kind of like was that because do you do that type of music like from time to time, or was that kind of did you kind of have to step back and be like, nah, maybe got to calm down. Maybe I should like rap about something else.
Now I'm all about it, bro.
Okay, okay, okay.
So everything that like who I am as an individual person,
Yeah.
whether it's my bedroom life, whether it's in my street life, whether it's in my work life,
Mm,
fun life, sad life, I'm rapping about it.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I would assume so because I think that if I was a rapper myself, I would be like, okay, I want to make a fun track. I want to make a depressing track. I want to make a dancey track. I want to make a cruisy track.
Yep.
Like you want to kind of tick those boxes with that. You know what I mean? Because my biggest thing is as much as Okay, because this is something I've got to vent about a little bit, right? Because I've been hanging around with a lot of the local artists for a while, and I feel like everything is just very depressing for almost everything that they release, right? I feel like I'm like, man, look, I get it. You guys are going through a hard time, and you use your music to let it out, and yes, that's getting a lot of numbers too. But I mean, are you guys not lucky to be alive?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's a song right there, man. Being sometimes we need a reminder that we're happy to be alive. We get to wake up the next morning and try again. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, be blessed to see a day that we're never seen before, and we're never going to see it again. So that's why we have to really to really just live life as much as we can and not really focus on the negative too much, because that defeats the purpose of the positive,
yeah,
right? And so yeah, so again, this is why I respect you as an artist and also as a person, because I see that you do different things. You change it up from time to time. You know what I mean? And but you still stick to who you are. You know, you don't try to be the same like everyone else. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? I think, and that's where I think you get a lot of respect for that as well, bro, because you're just being who you are and you just want to be yourself. As much as yes, everyone's got their demons, right? You've got it, I've got one, the viewers have got it, but at the same time, it's like we have to really just take take a moment to just be like, look, I'm happy to be alive. I get to make some money. I get to go to eat anytime I like. I get to spend time with my family, spend time with my kids when I see them, and so on. That's the true blessing right there, you know.
facts.
And yeah, I mean that's why I mean that's what I would advise more artists to be like. Don't as much as okay, yes. I'm not saying don't do those depressing type music. Don't do them from time to time, but don't let that be your main thing, because
Mm.
that's just going to tell me that it's a cry for help, and I mean you're not doing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to what I was saying before when it comes to people that are on drugs. Like they claim they're saying they're okay and they're going to try to be better, but they don't. You know
Mm.
what I mean? So I feel like it's kind of like the same thing.
But
So.
yeah, that makes sense though, bro. Like if you're constantly writing about
Hmm.
a depressing or negative song, that means you're going through a depressing or negative, moment or phase. That it's up to you to get yourself out of it.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? And then we just can't. But you know what it is, TP? Like people just have a habit of just doing this. Bro, they'd be pointing their fingers more than they'd be pointing guns, bro. You
You're
know what I'm
not wrong.
saying? It's freaking ridiculous, man. Like, I get it. I get it. Whatever, look, because I tell this to people all the time, right? I tell people that how you were raised was not your fault,
Mm.
because no one asked to be here. You didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be here. But we have a purpose of being here, right? And whatever we've gone through, again, I was saying it's not our fault, but we have two choices. We can either let it consume us or live above it.
Yes.
That's it. Those are the two choices, and and I could blame my dad for all the stuff that he put me through, when he was very abusive. But I thought to myself, well, no, this should be a motivation to think to myself, how can I be better? How
Mm.
can I be the better example? How do I not continue the chain? How do I let it basically stop the generational curse to end it with me? How do I do that? You know what I'm saying? But I think when it comes to when demons are in your head, they really be in your head, bro. You know what I mean? And then they gotta. It's just it's a very hard process. So I want to ask you, right? When it comes to the darkness consuming you, what methods have you mastered to kind of keep them at bay? Doesn't have to be music; it could be anything.
Um, my methods are I seek in my counsel.
Okay.
So my brother boy. So if I'm going in the dark headspace or I feel like I want to go back to the old ways,
Mm-hmm.
I'll ring up a brother, say, bro, I just need to get shit off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll just listen, give me advice, thank you, my brother, or another brother, do the same thing. And it's just, I can get just a lot of clarity over my decision making.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like that, and I think that's one of the most important things is for you to reach out to people that actually give a fuck about you. Let's highlight that, and really just be like, hey man, I'm here to listen. As I was saying, like I can't fix. I will never understand what you've gone through in my life. Sorry, in your life, and I will never understand what you're going through. But I want you to know that you're not going through it alone. You know what I'm saying? Like you need those types of people, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I even tell you, bro. Like my door is always open if you ever want to chat, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you want me to counsel you, I can counsel you. I've got no issue, bro.
Likewise, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Because as I said, bro, you're the reason why I tell you that is because that I know you want to do better. You're the type of person that wants to be better and wants to really be like the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? And I respect that, especially with your journey in your life, bro. I respect you, bro, for real.
Thank you, bro.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah. So tell me about. So what's next for Crooked TP? What's next?
So I'm working on 2 albums.
Okay.
So one of them is called Life of Hustler.
Uh huh.
Shares light on my life in and out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The story behind it is that, I was a kid seeing my older siblings, make fast money.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of picked up what they put me down.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes through the journey of like, all right, I'm actually like, I'm doing it. Let's go making fast money. No one can touch me. And then I hit rock bottom. And like, is this the life I really want? I'm on this person money, I'm on that person money. I've got a drug addiction now. There's a lot going on. But then it starts to go like away. Like I see the light, So it's a message behind it for, I guess, the youth that want to get into the game of making fast money, that it's not all about big cars, big money, this, that. So that's what the album is about. This other album is called the All First Nations Black Album. It's having the OG from Kutcha to the OGs of hip hop like Rich Good, the Morgs and that, with Peace, then myself and the younger generation all on one album.
Nice. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. And do we have a release date yet, or is that still in the works?
Yeah, still in the works, bro. And then in the vault, me, Joe, probably a fair few singles needs to be released.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I love it. I can't wait for it. I'll be here for it, man. Fuck yeah. And I think that's it. I've got no but I want to do a little game with you, bro. Because I know, all right. Because I want to take a page out of Snoop Dogg's GGN book, right? So, Crooked TP, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. What's the first thing I do? Sorry, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Like look at my phone, touch. Yeah.
Whatever it is. What's the first thing you do or think about when you wake up?
You get a drink of water.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But my morning tradition is always having honey lemon tea.
Yep. Nice.
Yep.
Black or white?
It's no tea. It's just hot water.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab a lemon tree and honey. That's it.
Nice. Okay. Next one. Black or white?
Black. Or are we talking about cup of tea?
No, anything. Just generally.
Generally black.
Okay. If you were stuck on an island and you can only listen to 3 albums, what would they be?
If I was stuck on an album and
So if you were stuck on an island
Oh,
and you can only listen to 3 albums, what would they be?
damn. This is crazy. That's a tough one, bro. Damn.
This is what
Like,
I do, by the way.
I want to get in my feels. I want to be happy. Like,
You're stuck on an island, bro. There's mixed emotions. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, man. Nah, that's tough, bro.
Do you want to go past for now?
Yeah, I'll go for the pass.
All right, cool. Um, all right, what's okay? Summer or winter?
Summer.
Hmm. Okay, I think that's pretty. I gotta because I'm testing these kind of questions out for the moment, and then once I master, I'll probably do some more. But I'll we'll wrap it up here. Crooked
Easy, my
TP.
bro.
Anything else you wanted to ask me? Anything you wanted to talk about before we wrap it up?
Nah, that's it. Thank you, my bro.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And I do want to say thank you for the people that have joined in. Please go follow Crooked TP and the journey that he's on. And go check out his music, man. Spotify. They can find you on all platforms, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Send, yeah, I'll figure out how to do this because this is actually the very first Riverside I've ever used. So you're the first, you're the first guest to use Riverside, my G, with me. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. I'm kind of a little shattered. I wanted you in the studio, man. I wanted you to be witness of this, man.
No,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? But next time, brother. Next time. Next
Done.
time, bro. But yeah. But go follow Crooked TP. Please go check out his music. If you do see him, don't be afraid to say hi. And yeah, Crooked TP. You enjoy your week, sir, and we'll definitely speak soon. All right.
Thanks, brother.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.